Bitcoin is catching a bid. I'm going to go to the big board to discuss here. Let's take a look.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway shares expert crypto insights and discusses blockchain evolution, market dynamics, and innovative trends. In this video, we cover his outlook. Let's watch to explore these ideas.
So again, Bitcoin is catching a little bit of a bounce today. The stock market's also bouncing today. The short-term positive, if you're looking for a silver lining on Bitcoin, is that when the S&P made new lows yesterday, for instance, made a new low in the short term, Bitcoin did not. Here was the low about 4 days ago, and this was the low yesterday. So you have a little positive divergence on Bitcoin, and sure enough, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce today. Looking at it from a bigger perspective, stepping back on the chart for more than just a couple days, we still know we're still stuck between this level, and I'm a firm believer that at some point we do have to test this lower level, even if first we trade back up like that and then come down. And it's just the nature of support and resistance, right? Generally, when you get between a two-zone area here, just like over here, and all we can do is look back, right? I mean, use history to be our guide. You can see that here was your high, and then here was your low. And then what did it do, right? It hammered here, and then hammered here, and then hammered here, and then hammered here, and eventually broke down. And so there's a tendency when you're stuck between these two lines of support and resistance to touch both of them at least once. Well, we've touched the upper one once, even twice. We have yet to touch the lower one. And so for me as a swing trader, I'm waiting for that to get hit before I think about inching into some Bitcoin. Now, doesn't mean I haven't nibbled on some altcoins in all fairness, right? So again, as I've mentioned before, the altcoins have just been decimated. Look at Ethereum here. Ethereum, look at this level down here. You can see the low right here, and then if it goes a little bit lower, you have a ton of support here. I mean, look at the drops on these altcoins. I mean, it's really been a nasty fall on this. And again, even if you're not into crypto trading, it's just great to look at charts. Charts are charts. Support is going to be support. Resistance is going to be resistance. And I am in some Ethereum right now in this lower range right over here, and I still think it's due for a technical bounce. But this is the tricky thing, is that now that it's broken key levels of support here, well, really at this point, the first resistance is going to be this line, right? So you can see this was support here, support here, support here, and then it broke. What do we know is that support becomes resistance once it's broken and confirmed below. So I have to go in assuming it's going to have some resistance around 21 to 2200. Now, it doesn't mean it can't break 21 and 2200, but ultimately I have to respect that level until it breaks. Otherwise, again, you're not a technical trader if you're not respecting levels. All right, Solana's had a massive drop, folks. Again, this had so much hype when Donald Trump's official coin was launched on this platform, had that big run. It has declined 62% from peak to trough. Again, it is into some support. Look at the low pivot here and the low right here earlier this week. This should see some sort of technical bounce. The question is how high of a bounce before it starts to meet resistance. And I would dare say somewhere in this vicinity is probably 156, 160. That would be first level of resistance. All right.
XRP recently hit a 5-year high, sparking excitement among investors who believe it could soon flip Ethereum as the second largest cryptocurrency. The XRP/Ethereum pair touched 0.00128 Ethereum for the first time since April 2020, marking a remarkable rebound from its all-time low. Analyst highlights that the 0.12 Ethereum resistance level has often preceded explosive rallies, with previous breakouts delivering gains of at least 160%. If XRP manages even a partial rally of 80%, it could overtake Ethereum's market cap, especially as Ethereum faces downside risks in the near future. This potential shift comes amid growing institutional interest and changing regulatory sentiment. Ethereum's market share has been slipping, partly due to stiff competition from rival blockchains like Solana, which offer faster and cheaper transactions. Meanwhile, Ripple's recent rollout of an institutional DeFi roadmap has strengthened XRP's appeal, particularly among enterprise users. As market dynamics evolve, all eyes are on XRP's ability to maintain momentum and possibly reshape the crypto hierarchy. Let's watch how this exciting battle unfolds in the coming months.
Let's go to gold now and check out gold. Gold continues to move up. It did touch $3,000, so officially $3,000 has been tagged. Most people are thinking it's going to pull back here. I actually think it has a little bit more upside over the next few trading days into this trend line. And again, the only reason I think that is because it's a perfect parallel. Lows and lows, highs, high, and then to touch this would be your resistance level. And it's right around 3,035, 3,040. So it's not like it's far away, but once we get there, yes, technically, historically, if we look at the charts, what do we know? We know that when we hit this trend line, what happens? Pulls back, and therefore, if we touch that, we should see, just using common sense and logic, some sort of pullback. Now, the question is, does the pullback take us back here to the lower end of the parallel, or does it just do a shallow one? But either way, we're stuck within this upsloping parallel. We got to respect it until proven otherwise. Let's go through a couple other ones here. Let's go through silver real quick. And silver, again, had a breakout with confirmation. So what does that tell us? It tells us most likely we're headed up here to about $34.80. At that point, that will be the respected resistance level until proven otherwise. Any sort of pullback now, this becomes major support. All right, so again, upside bias with any sort of pullback, this is going to be technical support. Let's look at palladium real quick. Palladium, it is breaking above a short-term resistance. Notice again, price broke above, support, broke down below, and then look at how it's hammered on the underbelly, but now is breaking up above it. I am along with commodity members in palladium, as I do like it on the longer-term basis. Short-term resistance is going to be around 1020, this downsloping short-term trend line. All right, we'll look at copper. We'll do one more. We'll look at copper real quick here. And copper, again, you can see this was an upsloping little parallel. It's broken above there, unconfirmed, granted. You also have a downsloping line, unconfirmed. But again, this is not due necessarily to a robust U.S. economy. It's more due to tariffs being placed on copper, and that is pushing copper prices up. Generally, tariffs work to slow the economy or global economy because, again, it becomes a tax on people. So again, just be aware that I don't believe that copper is a big runner here. Maybe it gets up to this 515 level, then it becomes a no-brainer short in my opinion.
Bitcoin's role as an inflation hedge is not one size fits all. While its decentralized nature and fixed supply of 21 million coins make it attractive as a safe haven, its effectiveness depends largely on where you live. In developed economies with stable currencies and robust financial systems, Bitcoin's ability to counter inflation is more uncertain. Investors in these markets often turn to traditional assets like gold and real estate for protection, though some still view Bitcoin as a form of digital gold that might eventually offer a hedge against inflationary policies. In emerging markets, however, Bitcoin has gained appeal as a tool to preserve wealth amid volatile currencies and economic instability. Countries such as Argentina and Turkey, where local currencies have suffered severe devaluation and rampant inflation, are witnessing a surge in crypto adoption. In these regions, Bitcoin bypasses local currency weaknesses and capital controls, providing a much-needed alternative to safeguard financial assets. Nations like El Salvador have even integrated Bitcoin into their financial strategies, reflecting its growing role where inflation is a persistent challenge. Local economic conditions and investor sentiment clearly influence Bitcoin's performance as a hedge. In volatile regions, it offers substantial financial empowerment, while stable markets still favor traditional safe havens like gold. Despite its impressive track record in some areas, recent studies indicate that Bitcoin's inflation hedging ability may be context-specific and could diminish as it becomes more mainstream. The evolving global economic landscape will ultimately determine whether Bitcoin can consistently outpace inflation over the long term. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.